What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another KBO Collections Hobby Drive. Headed out on a cold Tuesday morning. Got a frosty one out this morning. Just basically getting on the way to work. And got this mask on. Hold on, let me take this off. I've actually got it on as a chin diaper because I've got it tucked under this. So there we go. That's a little bit better now. Not as constricting. So anyway, headed into work. Hopefully today is better than yesterday. Yesterday was yesterday was annoying. Let's just put it like that. It was annoying. Like, I got to work and was getting ready to to make my coffee, and all of the water pipes in the building were frozen, so there was no running water. So basically, with no running water, I couldn't fill up my coffee pot to make my coffee, so that was a bit of a pain. And then, in addition to that, it was just super cold as well in the building. Like, it was just super cold. Everything was frozen. Just wasn't a good start to the day, or a good start to the week either. But hey, whatever. Today is Tuesday. It's a new day. We shall see what happens today. Did get the good news yesterday that that the construction company is going to attempt they're going to attempt to come by today to take a look at fixing the water damage in my apartment from the apartments above. So it's been a week. Been waiting for a week for them to come and take a look at it and try to repair it. I mean, I know that they'll have to take down the wallpaper. I know that they'll have to treat the wall and stuff, to protect it from mold and stuff, and dry things out. I don't know exactly the whole process that they'll go through. I know processes that I did in the U.S. With that type of stuff. So I'm sure they'll do something along the same lines, which will take a few days, and then they'll come in and put new wallpaper back up. So anyway, and that was all because of the apartment on the 5th floor had a pipe that was leaking, and it leaked down the walls. And of course, I'm on the 3rd floor, not the 5th, so it went, I guess it went from the 5th floor all the way down, because when it happened, I actually got a call from the complex manager, and they're like, "Hey, you have a water leak in your apartment. It's leaking into the apartment below yours." And that's what they said. And I was like, I don't think I've got a water leak in my apartment, but you never know. It could have happened, when I was at work. So I rushed home, and it wasn't my apartment, but my apartment was being affected. So I guess it was probably going from the 5th floor all the way down to probably the 1st floor. So anyway, but hopefully they get that fixed soon. It's Christmas week. I've got a dingy wallpapered wall. It's looking nasty, looking rough. But anyway, I did order my computer yesterday. I actually had the computer picked out and everything ready. It was just sitting in my shopping cart. All I had to do was hit purchase. So I thought about it a little bit more, not because I wasn't planning to buy it. I was just trying to think of the best time to buy it. And I was like, you know what? I may as well do it now. Try to get it in before Christmas instead of after Christmas. That way I can have the setup this weekend instead of next weekend or whatever. So that was kind of my idea. So I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and buy it, hit purchase, and there we go. So what I wanted to talk about today, hobby-wise, was actually something that I saw yesterday. A couple things on Twitter. First off, there was one that I found really funny, quite amusing. Someone had posted that there was a sales thread going on, and somebody had come into the thread, and they, I guess, saw a card that they wanted, and they asked the seller. They said, what are what can you do on this? What can you do on this card? The seller said, okay, I'll do $1 shipped, plain white envelope, $1 shipped PWE, okay? And and the person that came into the thread said, no thanks for now, I'll pass. Now, the reason why I'm laughing about that is, it's like, I don't know, it's what, 50, 60 cents just for the stamp? Then you got a few cents in the envelope and all that kind of stuff. It's like the dude is passing, or woman, or whoever it is, I don't know. I'm just saying dude because everything was blacked out, so I couldn't see who it was. But the person is passing, essentially on paying like 20 cents for the card, And the thing is, the seller isn't even really going to get that, depending on how they pay, So I don't know, but anyway, I just thought that was kind of funny. It's like, so the card was like, I guess good enough for the buyer or potential buyer to inquire about, oh, how much you selling this for, like shipped or whatever. And he's like, oh, how about, $1 plain white envelope? And he's like, nah, I'll pass. So I don't know. I mean, I get it. I get that you could, like, say, go to Sport Lots or something and maybe bundle a bunch together, or maybe go to ComC and bundle a bunch together. I get it. I understand that. But you're dropping into a sales thread and you're just wanting one card. You're not wanting multiple cards, right? So it's like, I think the dude was just wanting him to give him the card is what it was. So, that's what it seems like anyway. If you don't want to pay $1 for $1 shipped plain white envelope for a card, I mean, who knows? They could, and it could be, it's like, they might be like, oh, well, I want it bubble mailer with tracking, and like, if that's the case, it's like, okay, then, how about we go like $4.50 or $5, something like that, if that's the case, which is more than $1. So anyway, but no, so just saw that, thought that was pretty funny, just kind of wanted to touch on that. The other thing that I saw was something that I know nothing about, really. I actually just quickly glanced at it. I quickly looked it up and glanced at it yesterday. But I know kind of what it is now that I looked it up. But there's this company called Collectibles. And apparently it's kind of like it's a company where you buy shares in collectible items, big cards and stuff like that, is what Collectibles is. So you buy shares in it, and then like, they can be sold or this, that, or whatever. So I guess on this website, there's a Steph Curry, I think it's made, I'm assuming it was like a RPA or something like that, graded Beckett. I don't know, I don't know basketball, so, forgive me. I know basketball player names. I don't know stats. I don't know rookie years. I don't even know what team they play on. So that's my basketball knowledge. None. So, but yeah. So anyway, he had this card, and I guess somebody made an offer to buy out the card at like $700,000, and the guy, I'm assuming, like I said, I'm assuming he's like a shareholder in this, so he's got some shares in it. And then they ask, like, oh, do you want to sell, or are you willing to sell at this price or whatever? But anyway, and it got me to thinking. I was just like, you know what, $700,000 for a card. I mean, I get it. I understand that some people have got unreal wealth. Some people have wealth that, like, their kids, great grandkids twice removed will never be able to spend. Like I get it, I understand that, but I just, for something like that, like a card, and I'm not like, I don't see cards being super valuable. I mean, I know that they sell for stuff, and I like for my stuff to sell for high prices. When I do sell, which doesn't happen. Like, and when I say doesn't happen, I mean, like, my stuff doesn't sell for high prices. The most I have ever sold a card for was $450, and I paid like $350 for it, so I made $100. So, you know, which is not bad. That's actually good. It's just, I'm not one that likes to spend a lot of money on cards. You know, you could have a card that's $100, or you could have it for $10, but in, you know, decent condition, but definitely not $100 condition, and I'll just take the $10 one. That's me. That's who I am. Anyway, so I was like, I know what I would do. I was like, I would definitely sell the thing, because no card is worth a house to me. And that's just my opinion on it. No card is worth a house. I don't care if you're talking about the most rare, legendary. You could be talking about the PSA 10 Mantle rookie, or a Honus Wagner, or whatever, whoever. I don't care. Like, these millions and hundreds of thousands and all that, to me, it's not worth it. It's not worth a house or a car or whatever. And that's just to me. I don't value things like that. I value things that, I value things like house and car and all that type of stuff more than, like, these cards. Now, I know, like I said, some people have unreal wealth, so as a result, they can afford to value things at that high of a price, which is cool. And I know some people can't afford those things, but they just think it's cool that they're selling for so high, kind of like that dream of, like, oh man, like, one of these days I'm gonna hit it big. I'm gonna have one of these cards and it's gonna sell high. I get it. I understand. I mean, I feel like that sometimes. So, it's like, oh man, one of these days it's going to be my day. It's one of those things that we all think, kind of like winning the lotto. We're gonna walk into a card shop. We're gonna be like, hey, here's a random box for $10, and we're gonna buy it, and we're gonna walk out, and we're gonna open it up and take a look inside, and oh man, there's a $500,000 card inside, or something like that. But it just doesn't really happen. But anyway, so that's just kind of what I wanted to talk about, was like basically collectibles, and what, like, what do you think about card values? What do you think about, do you value them high, or do you really not care about that? And when I say do you value them high, I mean, like, I'm talking about in terms of, do you think a Steph Curry rookie patch auto should sell for almost $1 million? Do you think and I know that people are going to say, well, if that's what someone's willing to pay, then that's what it's. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, what do you think? What do you think? And I'm talking about, and I'm not talking about based on what someone is willing to pay. I'm talking about, how do you feel about it? Let's say that you had the unimaginable wealth. Would you feel like, oh, hey, $1 million, this is a great deal on this card? And I'm not talking about looking at it from a resale point, because I know that, like, some people buy it for $1 million and hold it for 3 or 4 years and resell it for $1.5 million or whatever. I get it. I understand that. I'm talking about for you, for your collection. Just, you've got money. Would you value it at that much? I wouldn't. But that's just me. I mean, and I say I wouldn't. That's because I'm not in those shoes, right? Now, who knows? If I somehow ended up wealthy beyond my imagination, I may change. Money changes people. It does. So who knows? I may change. I may be like, oh yeah, $1 million. That's a great deal. I don't know. So anyway, what do you think about it? Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget, please don't be a daffodil.